this is the system actually. First, Raghunath, he acts like an unchaste wife. He's serving and longing in the heart. I want Lord Chaitanya's mercy. I want the Lord's mercy. He had billions of dollars, the most beautiful wife we can imagine. I have a pretty beautiful wife, I can say. But, the way that his wife is described, it's, it's incredible. Like how the best wife money can buy, and the best wife money can buy, and money can buy some beautiful women. That's usually how the beautiful women come in many ways. So he has the most beautiful wife. He has billions of dollars, and Lord Chaitanya, but he wanted the Lord's mercy, and he wanted the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and his associates, and he says, go back and be like an unchaste wife. And then, unchaste wife, she does her duty better than a chaste wife. Why? Because in her heart she wants to make sure everything is perfect so that she doesn't get any problem from her husband and maybe her children, and that she can go and meet her lover, and there will be no obstacle in her forbidden love. So he's like this. He's doing all his business. He's tending to his wife. He's tending to his family. But in his heart, all he wants to do is be with Lord Chaitanya and the devotees. So he meets Nityananda Prabhu, who is the representative of Guru. And Nityananda says, you want my property, but, you can't steal my property. We should understand, we can't steal the Lord. Oh, I'll get the Lord's mercy. I'll do it with my chanting. I'll do it with my nice arati. I'll do it with, I'll look up this shloka and this, and I'll do all this of your own, what's called aroha pantha, self-elevation. So you think you can do it like this, you don't understand bhakti. You don't understand what it is, where it's coming from, how it comes. You think you can cultivate bhakti. It's not something you cultivate, it's something that's gifted to you. So, Nityananda Prabhu says, you're a thief, Raghunath. You want my possession, but you don't take my permission. So Raghunath went before him, and Nityananda Prabhu put his feet on his head. This is like the ultimate mercy. When you get Guru's mercy so much of Guru, if the high class authorized Guru were to ever take his feet and put it on your head, this is like the topmost thing that could happen to you. There's actually there's a story of actually Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj. He had a disciple named Raghunath, and I know are you going to take this seriously? And Raghunath went before him and offered his pranams. Maybe joking, I don't know exactly. But then he also put his feet on his head, just like in the pastime, to his Raghunath.
He put his feet on his head and he said, will you take the mercy?
Yes. So I don't know the pastime so well. It didn't happen to me, nor do I know Raghunath, so it's not as, fresh in my heart. But like this, actually, this is what we need to do. If we get Guru's mercy, then what does Guru do? He instructs, as Parth was saying, to serve the Vaishnavas, hold a festival, hold a bhakti festival, hold programs, which is why 3 times a week we hold actually every day now we hold programs. This is how you serve the Vaishnavas, and really, and this is how the Vaishnavas want to be served. Unfortunately, there's not that many Vaishnavas around here, so we don't get that many people in our programs. But this is actually what we should do. We should host programs and let them have opportunities to meet with the Vaishnavas, and we should serve all of the devotees nice prasad. So they all got together. It was on this day, yes. What's that?
Is it bringing out the Vaishnava side of service to other Vaishnavas? For example, if you preach and bring out someone's Vaishnava personality who was brought up ignorance or passion before, and bring out his Vaishnava side.
Oh yes. this is definitely service to the Vaishnavas. Actually, every living entity is a Vaishnava at his inner core. Krishnera Nityadas, that's everyone. But, and if you happen to be a personality who helps serve in bringing that out, that's a great benefit to every living entity. That's the most beneficial thing you can do to anyone. So, actually, this is why they host festivals. It's the greatest act of compassion from the devotees, that they will take the fallen souls and help them by the process of the holy name and the holy teacher, and the mercy flowing through them. Then they will impact the community of people very positively and very spiritually, and then yes, their bhakti sakriti will be built, and they will have an attraction for the Vaishnavas, for the holy name, and so on. Maybe if Lord Nityananda was here and doing, or some advanced sadhu was here, doing, it's a lot more attractive. But from our standpoint, we're just trying to take the mercy that's been given and just share what little we have to offer that's been given to us. So, but yeah, this is the best activity that you can do. This is Guru Seva. And what the Guru engages the disciple, Raghunath is now the disciple of Guru Nityananda, in getting people together and hold a big festival. And he said, you have millions of dollars at your disposal. Use that money for feeding the Vaishnavas, Krishna's service. So he takes that money and he gets all the Vaishnavas together, and he uses all the money to feed an entire village. The Panihati, and he invited all the local Vaishnavas. So they had many Vaishnavas come, because back then the thing to do were like the local festivals. There's a festival going on, all right, let's go. It's only like one day's travel or something like that, and you go. And it wasn't so hard to move around. You can find accommodation easily. People were much simpler. There was no electricity you had to worry about. Don't need to have accommodation with AC or this, that, and the other. You just got your simple accommodation. Enough food is there. Good. There's a water. What's that?
Getting a lift was also easy.
Yeah, you can get a lift. You had the bullock carts everywhere. People were much more generous and hospitable. Yeah. So no problems. So many people came. Millions of people came to the Panihati festival, and I don't know how the actual chipped rice and yogurt became, but I think that was what was most available. Did you hear anything this morning?
No.
You didn't hear?
We didn't reach to that one.
Oh, okay. So, but the chipped rice and yogurt was somehow or other, this was the best. But there were many preparations made. But I think the most prominent items were chipped rice and yogurt. So they made many different preparations from chipped rice and yogurt. And they fed this to millions of people. And it took millions of dollars to do this. It's not a cheap endeavor. We're even seeing, just to host a small festival, even now everyday programs, and we have so many devotees living here. I get so excited every time. I'm like, yes, invite the devotees, and then I forget when we finally do get the house pretty full and the devotees are all here, and then I forget how expensive that is. And I'm like, oh my God, talk to this person, because yeah, it's expensive. It's expensive to feed all the Vaishnavas and the devotees. It's not an easy thing. So, but Raghunath, he did it. And why? That's what the Guru is going to ask of the disciple. The Guru is going to ask the disciple that he gives up his materials for Krishna's service. That's what Guru will ask him to do. Stop trying to hoard yours for whatever purposes you are setting aside. Give to the Vaishnavas. If you really want, do you really want my mercy? Do you really want Lord Chaitanya's mercy? Then you follow my instruction. So Guru, he's ordering that he spends all his money in serving. I mean, Raghunath Das Goswami is a billionaire. There's plenty excess, but all the money he had in his possession, he spent for service of the Vaishnavas. And then after the amazing festival, which took place today, then Nityananda Prabhu blessed him. He said, go back home very soon Krishna's mercy will come to you and you'll find a way to get out of this situation and go to Lord Chaitanya. So now he's given the blessing. And so Raghunath, he was waiting, yes.
Was it his family against it? Because now he
Yes.
broke.
Yes.
So if he has invested all his money into serving Krishna.
No, they don't mind because they're billionaires and they don't mind him. They also like giving in charity, because it makes them look better.
He used everything, right?
What?
Yeah.
Not all of their money. He used all the money he had in his possession, but
His share.
and then even maybe he went there, right, and he only has so much money in his possession there. Maybe there was more at home he had arranged to bring from it, or whatnot. But yeah, he didn't use all of the family, riches. But maybe his share. It's not exactly explained, at least to me. I'm not exactly sure. But he used his a good portion of money for service to the Vaishnavas. And after it was done, Nityananda Prabhu, he's blessed him completely, and he said, what you desire, there will be a good opportunity soon. You'll have a chance to get out of this situation. So, at home, Raghunath's, they still had a tight leash on him. Everywhere he went, he had a tight leash because he's a madman, and he already ran away once. So they've got hired a full security team for him. But at home, there was one person he could get away with having a little less slack. Do you know who it was?
His wife?
No, definitely not his wife. Who?
Oh,
His guru, Yadunandanacharya. So when he was with Yadunandanacharya, they saw this. He's great association. He's the family guru. He'll definitely, Raghunath will never disrespect anything in his presence. So one day, Yadunandanacharya needed, one of his other disciples there needed to be an immediate service there. So Raghunath said, I'll go with you and render that service. So during that time, it's not exactly clear whether Yadunandanacharya was in on it or not, but but I don't think he was. But, and in Yadunandanacharya is his Diksha Guru. His Diksha Guru has taken him to do a service, and what he told his Diksha Guru, he's like, I'll go, Guru Maharaj, you go rest and take care. I will go, I'll perform this duty, and then so you don't have to. So, what does Yadunandanacharya agrees and blesses him to perform the duty. Raghunath Das Goswami, he goes and he performs the duty. I forget exactly what it was. You didn't hear anything? So, he performs the duty, and then he realizes there's no security team after he's done, and he just takes off. Nothing, no cell phone, no, I gotta go back, get my belongings. He just takes off with what he has, and he starts sprinting. And he's in his mind, he's like, no, they'll go this route, and he switches them up. He takes the roads less traveled, and he breaks it for Jagannath Puri so that he could be with Lord Chaitanya and his devotees. And lo and behold, he makes it to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya now accepts him and does what? You know? Maybe something like that happened, but what I'm talking about is whose charge did Lord Chaitanya? Yes, Partha is here. He's senior here, huh? So yes, he gives him charge to Swarup Damodar Goswami, who is his bhajan Shiksha Guru, actually, and then later on his eternal Shiksha Guru will be revealed to him later in life. But that will be a pastime for another day. So anyway, the reason we celebrate this pastime is because we also want to imbibe the mood of Raghunath Das Goswami. We have to, Raghunath Das Goswami already materially, he has everything that we want. Billions of dollars, some angelic wife, great behavior, everything that's there. All facility for a life of material enjoyment. But he's more advanced than us, and he wants nothing to do with it, and he just wants the rich devotional life. So we should be inspired by this pastime of Raghunath Das Goswami, and we should celebrate and beg Raghunath Das Goswami, please, on this day, I beg of you, give me just some small sesame seed of your bhakti so that I too one day can at least give up this idea that I want to enjoy like you had the facility and that you wanted nothing to do with. But we, on our fallen state, we're like, oh, I can't wait. I want to be like Raghunath Das Goswami before he got the devotional life. But now the opportunity for devotional life is actually present before us. And we should realize, just see how Raghunath Das Goswami, a billionaire, and had the most beautiful wife that he could get, with all facilities. And he wanted none of it, and he just wanted to be with Lord Chaitanya. So we too also should be like that. Doesn't necessarily mean we should, okay, I'm praying I leave my wife and my child behind, and, because also, Raghunath Das Goswami got to be with Lord Chaitanya and his associates. That's quite special. In this world, advanced Vaishnavas are very rare, and advanced Vaishnava association is very rare. But they'll tell you what they want. It may not be that you leave your family. Lord Chaitanya was a sannyasi, and he had only sannyasi followers, practically. He had a few associates that he met with, like Ramananda Roy and other who were grihasthas. But, it wasn't like he was, they situated there in Puri with him, but he would only meet with the men, So Raghunath's situation, if he really wanted to be with Lord Chaitanya, he should also be a sannyasi. So that was his conviction, and he went, yes.
So, what's the difference between a sannyasi and a brahmachari? Aren't both...
A brahmachari is a student, a celibate student, and engaged in traveling and learning, and essentially they want to serve sannyasis. Like a brahmachari should be engaged in serving sannyasis.
but they also leave their family.
What?
They also do celibacy. So
Yes.
why they're termed brahmachari and not sannyasis?
So you repeat what you're saying.
Like even the brahmacharis take vow of celibacy and they also leave their family.
Yes.
Then why are they not sannyasis?
They usually, if one is a Naishtik brahmachari or a brahmachari or a fixed brahmachari even, then he will eventually become sannyas. It's just like the evolution of the brahmachari.
Because it's like too cheap if you just give
Yeah, you can't just give sannyas. Like sannyas is actually a very grave vow. It's actually the vow you're now the vow of taking suicide, where you can never, your material identity is completely dead, and that what's left now is only that you preach, the highest form of Vaishnavism that you know, or the highest spiritual practice, because there were Shaivite sannyasis and so on, that's available to you.
Also, at least in ISKCON, brahmacharis can go to married life after.
Yeah, brahmacharis have the option, but once sannyasi is taken, actually, it's said to be like eating vomit if you were to leave. It's not supposed to be broken. You're making vow actually to break, to not to actually kill, and so yeah, it's a bit of a it has been found that especially for Western personalities, the upholding the vows of sannyas has not always been so effective in the past, because it's not it's very involved. You abandon association with women at all. Actually, there's no associating with women, even if that means your wife. If you were say you were to take sannyas, you can never have even a conversation with your wife again. Never, not supposed to even ever have a conversation with the wife again.
What if you have a female student?
What?
What if you have a female student?
Nowadays, that's becoming more prominent, but traditionally you'd never have a female student. They would be, and if there was, like Bhaktisiddhanta, he started arranging that some female students could be there, but there should be a distance between the female students and the teacher. And usually even better if the female student can approach the teacher through her husband. That the husband kind of has the primary relationship, and that by her serving with her husband, they can serve the same mission, the same goal, the same personality.
And if the female is also a sannyasi?
Female is like a sannyasini. Yeah, then it's the same thing, but instead of not associating with females, they'll not associate with males.
I've never seen this.
There's some. They don't take female, not like sannyas. They don't. There's no mantras. There's no performance. Yeah, but they'll also take like an ascetic vow. Like to be like instead of a babaji, like a mataji. Like that, like an ascetic vow. And then they'll associate with only their close female associates. And if they have to associate with male or something, they will, but not as prominently. There isn't. Shamarani's kind of like that.
And what is Mataji's name? That's also a god's, with the short, she was in Vrindavan and she's from Australia. I don't know her name.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, Devi.
But Devaki Davyarasi, that's another example of like a female ascetic, and she has some association with, but it's different. Sannyas no, you don't even look at a doll of a woman. Sannyas is, completely forbids. But
So every brahmachari has a goal to become sannyasi or no?
No, not necessarily. Everyone you've already done years, like Abhiram is in the brahmachari phase of his life. He's celibate, and he's learning, and he's, trying to, make spiritual progress. And then at some point, it'll be decided that, okay, either you should be getting married and entering the workforce, or you should become a monk. So that will become clear at some point soon enough in the person's life. And then when that becomes clear, that will decide the next phase for them. So for those who want to become a monk and take that longer, they can become a brahmachari for a long period of time. But for persons like myself, who never got proper brahmachari training, it was necessary that I get married, because I was unable. There was no possibility of me controlling my senses with my training and the teachers I had available to me at that time, which were none. So, I had to, I actually did have some teachers, even when I met my wife, but I wasn't controlled enough to be able to, have the good sense. You should be a brahmachari. Like, no, my heart's desire was, I want to enter married life. I want to enter family life. And now I see, that's a very difficult thing I asked for. I was praying for a very difficult thing. So,
Now, since Maharaj declared that Venugopal Prabhu
yes,
will be a brahmachari, like when he gave him his name, he said that Venugopal Brahmachari.
yes.
So I thought like he's basically suggesting him to become a sannyasi.
Yeah, that's optional, but no, that's not necessarily the suggestion to him. But anybody who is single and a sincere practitioner, if you're single and you're a sincere practitioner, you will be a brahmachari. There's no, But if you are planning to enter family life, you'll have different activities. But Ben, because he is single and he plans on, learning more in spiritual life, he would be Venugopal Das Brahmachari. But because I'm married and I'm, also wanting to, go more in spiritual life, my label would be Ramdas Adhikari. It means like a qualified grahastha. They go by Adhikari. So anyway, that's. But yeah, brahmachari is anyone single and sincerely practicing spiritual life. So you, maybe even not really. I would never call you a Divyanshu brahmachari. You're not living. Yes. We just have to fix the last little, tinker the last little bit so everything's your adhikari is proper. But anyhow, that will be arranged soon, hopefully. So, but yeah, like that. But there's no, yeah, brahmachari doesn't necessarily mean they will become sannyasi. Brahmachari has the option you can continue brahmachari and become a sannyasi eventually, or brahmachari should enter household life.
And if someone leaves their family, then they don't become brahmachari first and then become sannyasi, or they directly become sannyasi.
If they're grihasthas, they're married and they leave, they have the option to be vanaprastha, which is kind of detached from family life, more reality, and they can even take Babaji. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur didn't take sannyas, he took Babaji Vesh. So he became kind of like a sannyas, but no formal. Sannyas is more for constant travel and preaching. That's kind of the order of the sannyas. And really, Lord Chaitanya made it, it's not really the Vaishnava duty. You know, Vaishnavas don't have to take sannyas, actually. Even actually in Kali Yuga, it's recommended nobody takes sannyas, actually. But Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, like Lord Chaitanya, they engaged in this very difficult and even said to be a terrible vow in Kali Yuga for the sake of preaching. So, like Prabhupada and both Prabhupads, they utilize their sannyas like Lord Chaitanya for mass preaching. So that's the perfection of sannyas nowadays, is to engage in a mass preaching effort. You know, so, you know, not necessary though. But in Lord Chaitanya's time was very prominent, and he was with many other sannyasis and renunciates, brahmacharis and so on. And Raghunath went to him. Actually, I don't think Raghunath, he never took sannyas, actually. And he didn't become a sannyasi. He became a brahmachari under Lord Chaitanya and Swarup Damodar. And then eventually he took Babaji Vesh in Vrindavan years later. Now, so my memory is actually, we don't see the 6 Goswamis, and Raghunath's not in orange robes as a sannyasi. So he must have been a brahmachari, like this. But
He was married, right?
what?
He was married.
He was married. So or maybe I don't know what the arrangement was, but he was a renunciate. Sanatana Goswami also had this arrangement. He was married, job, everything, left, and so maybe he was treated as just like a Babaji then. Actually, yeah, because brahmachari wouldn't make sense if he was married. So yes, this is good that we're discussing. So yeah, but he left family life, and he served under Lord Chaitanya. But you have to be, in order to serve under Lord Chaitanya, really intimately, especially if your family is not favorable, because married life also means, like Ramananda Roy was different because all of his family members were devotees. All of his family, and his father was also devotees. So there was no hindrance in family life for him. His family life was perfect as is. Everyone was supporting him in his association with Lord Chaitanya. But Raghunath didn't have that type of family life, because his father and uncle, they were neophyte devotees or prakrita bhaktas. They would always be against the idea of pure devotion because they have too many material attachments. So, like this. So Raghunath, it was better he leave his family. And he got the blessings to leave his family. So, anyhow, these are some semantics. So, Panihati Chidadahi Mahamahotsava Ki Jai. We offered, right, some chida and any dahi too?
Yeah, it's a whole dish. I made it. I tried to make it like this, how they made it 500 years ago.
Okay, so I look forward to having this today. This will be, please save me some portion for lunch.
Please eat a lot.
Yes, I'm not going to eat that much, but I'll definitely
I
take.
tried to make less, but it came out to be good.
Yes, you're incapable of making less. So, that's okay. As long as you eat it, whatever you make, I'll have no problem. So,
We can work together. We can manage.
okay. So, okay. We should read one verse of Bhagavatam. Is that okay?
Why am I forgetting Raghunatha? It's in Krishna.
What?
Why am I forgetting?
He's Rati Manjari.
That's fine.
So, all right. Okay. All right. So now, where we are in Bhagavatam. That was enough? Anyone ever, any more questions about the Panihati Chittadahi festival? You guys all got the meaning? What was the moral of the story? Just tell me some of the morals of the pastime. And how do you get that mercy? Well, yes, but first, before you can serve, who is going to instruct you to serve the Vaishnavas? You need the mercy of Guru, Sadguru, like a really high class Guru, a perfect Guru, and that's Nityananda Prabhu's representative. So once you get that, he will engage you. You don't think you can know how to serve the Vaishnavas. Oh, I know, I'll do this. I'll be a great capitalist for Krishna. That's what the Prakrita Bhakta does. They come up with their own Prakrita idea of how they'll serve Krishna. I'll serve just like this. If you're choosing how you're serving Krishna, you're not serving. You're not an advancing devotee.
I feel like that's really out there though. Like,
What?
I'll be a great cat, but you could even be like, I'll be a great cook, or I'll be a great kirtaniya.
It could be anything. Anything with your own desire is not bhakti. It's karma yoga. It's your karma that you want to engage in, and you want to offer it to Krishna to somehow. And he'll accept it to some degree, but it's not bhakti. It's not even close to pure bhakti. Bhakti is there in every process, but it's not. You're not really practicing pure bhakti. You're practicing karma yoga, mishra bhakti. A little bit of bhakti is there. So, but if you want pure bhakti, and this is a pastime of pure bhakti, you have to serve Guru with heart and soul. And, and in this case, it wasn't that Raghunath Das Goswami, it was like, oh, my Guru is Yadanandan Acharya. And, Yadanandan Acharya is the acting Guru. But there was a different actual understanding. This is actually also a teaching of Shiksha, how important Shiksha is as well. And so Nityananda Prabhu actually acted as his Shiksha Guru. And then he was given to Lord Chaitanya, and then Lord Chaitanya engaged him again in his next Shiksha Guru, and then at the end actually of his life, it's revealed who his eternal Guru is, and it was none of the previous ones, even though they were all there. It was Rupa Manjari. Rupa Goswami is his eternal Guru in the form of Rupa Manjari. So, but his other Guru is Rupa Manjari's Guru, which was Sri Damodar Goswami. So they're all connected. They're all in the same group. So anyhow, I don't want to confuse anyone who might be listening, or even you guys for that matter. But this is, so it's a pastime of serving the pure, yes.
Prabhu, you mentioned that our relationship with our eternal, like our Shiksha Guru is eternal.
Not necessarily. Not that you found a Shiksha Guru and he's your eternal Guru. A Shiksha Guru is someone who can give you practical instructions in your life, but not necessarily.
So how do we know that our Shiksha Guru is our eternal Guru or not?
That is only revealed. You have to understand your personality and eternality. And that's revealed. When a personality can reveal that to you and you have the realization of that, then that phase of understanding who your eternal Guru can open up. But you right now, you don't even know who you are eternally. How will you know who your eternal Guru is?
I don't think I'm anyone eternally.
What's that?
I don't think I'll be anyone eternally.
No, you have an eternal identity. But
You already are someone.
yes. But you don't know it right now because we're bewildered by Maya. And I'm bewildered by Maya. I don't know my eternal identity. And some personality out there will be able to tell me and that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to serve.
It would be in the same lifetime? Or
What?
It could be
It could be future lives. I don't know. I don't know. It's not up to me. It's up to how much mercy I get. But I'm meeting others who know their eternal personality. So I hope if I serve them, then I can know.
So the relationship which is eternal with our Guru is with the eternal Guru or with any...
No, it's with the eternal Guru. You may meet another Guru along the way who's also eternally related with you in the same group or something, but your eternal Guru, you'll have to know he'll be the one who reveals your eternal position, and then you'll understand how to serve them eternally. It's a very mystic process, actually.
So it's possible that he is my eternal guru. I won't know. Like maybe I won't know during the
Yeah, most likely, even if he was your eternal guru, in this lifetime, it's very likely that he would never turn around and try to take that position on you, because usually that your guru is usually senior to you in many ways.
But Nityananda Prabhu was elder to Chaitanya.
What?
Like Nityananda Prabhu was elder.
Yes, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Nityananda Prabhu is not like us. Nityananda Prabhu is also didn't have a relationship with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as disciple, and I'm your disciple and you're my master. It is kind of in one way, but they're like also like brothers.
And he was only younger because he wanted to be younger. In Krishna Lila, he was Balaram, he was older. He said in the next.
Yeah, no, he's older in this life too. After Lakshman,
Lakshman.
he
That's
decided,
what I'm
I will
saying.
never again come as the younger brother of you, because you got us in so much trouble, and I had to accept it because you were the older. I will come as the older so I can keep you from getting into trouble, and I can use my position to order you to do things so that you don't get yourself in trouble. So this was Lakshman's conviction, and so he came as Balaram in the next time, and then he came as Nityananda again to continue the trend. So anyway, these things are, I don't want to go too heavy on them. Anything else with this pastime? Discussing this pastime is very auspicious today. Okay, so we get the mercy of Guru. Yes.
Well, like you were saying, so what if like a guru gives like general instructions, but it doesn't necessarily say like, alright, this is exactly how you should serve a Vaishnava.
Well, then maybe you can ask for clarification. So,
like he tells you to do certain services, general instructions, stuff, but maybe not particularly or even like with like cooking, for example, like if I'm cooking something, my guru isn't every day going to tell me cook this dish for Vaishnavas.
No.
Just, like,
But if he tells you to cook for Krishna and engage like this, then you do it. You do that, and you can use your own faculties, but but you should always be thinking, what would be most pleasing to him? What can I do that will be most pleasing to him? And then if that's your motivation, then you're actually engaging in bhakti. But if it's like, oh, I wanted to cook this today, it's an afterthought. Yeah, as long as I just cook anything, my guru will be pleased. Then there's not really, and it's getting more and more mixed. So you should always, what would be most pleasing to Guru? So for Raghunath Das Goswami, it was pretty easy, right? He said, go, and he told him everything, and make these preparations and this, and he just did, I'll do everything to please you. I'll give everything, all my money, anything I have. So this is the mood of a proper disciple, and this is how the situations will become favorable, will attain the Lord's mercy in this life. So everything we have at our disposal, I'm always tested, like my wealth, and I failed the test many times. But, I have to offer everything I have to Krishna. That's really my only, that's what it is. I'm like Raghunath Das Goswami, and we have Guru, we have everything, but now we just, follow the instructions and offer everything to Krishna as to Guru's desire and pleasure. And then if we can do that, then we'll be successful and we can be assured of Krishna's mercy. But if we don't do that, then we'll get stuck and never get to that spot. So you've all gotten a taste for serving the Vaishnavas. If you don't have Guru, though, you're in trouble. Then it's all by your own whims, and it's not really bhakti. It's just karma yoga. So you have to understand, how important this function is. Before he could serve the Vaishnavas, but, for let's say you guys, I don't have the Guru, what will I do? No problem. You have some connection with senior Vaishnavas. They can act as a Shiksha Guru for some period of time, and then hopefully they'll direct you to a high-class Guru. You'll feel fully confident in serving, and then they'll kind of like hand you off, and then that will be your yes.
Even if you have guru, like I've had guru for years, like to some degree, in different gurus, right? But still, like the nature is just to be like so whimsical and so much driven by your own desires. And
so there's a difference between being
like surrendered to guru.
being surrendered to guru, and also being a proper disciple. If you're not a proper disciple, then even if there's a nice proper guru there, then it's not. He can't give you the mercy because you refuse to accept it by acting properly, And so what does a proper disciple do is they know how to serve guru. They know how to not deviate,
What are the traits of a proper disciple?
So what are the traits of a proper disciple? There's many of them, but we know from Bhagavad Gita that one, humility, being extremely respectful to Guru and extremely humble before him, and then pariprashna is asking him all the questions in his heart, and not there's some traits of a disciple there's sometimes to know what the traits of a proper disciple are. You should know what the traits. If you want a class, I can send you a class on this exact thing, and it goes through all the traits. I cannot list them verbatim, but basically there's many traits of an insincere disciple, things that they'll do, like challenge the guru, say yes, I found a guru and I'm going to go and serve and never come back for repeated instruction, and or just like completely whimsical and things like. So a sincere disciple should always, whatever the guru wants and needs, I will do that thing. Whatever I can do to serve you, I will do it. Please. And they will always be inquisitive. How can I better my service? How can I be, better engaged in service to you? So like this. And if you can do that, then you'll be a good disciple. But if you are challenging, you're not humble before the guru, or you want to see the guru as an equal to you, or something like that, you'll break etiquette, make some offense, and then you'll not be a proper disciple. And Krishna's Sarup Shakti in the form of bhakti, she will be offended by your behavior and will not come to you. No, I don't go there. I don't go to such a dirty place, where these improper dealings are happening. So she will not be attracted. So our job is to do that which is favorable to attract Bhakti Devi. How do we attract Bhakti Devi? By always rendering service, always being ready to render service to her he who has her flowing through them, or she who has her flowing through them. So when we do that, like Raghunath Das Goswami, he took the proper guru and Nityananda Prabhu, and he had a really nice guru. Yeah, already actually. He had Yadananda Acharya, who was an associate of Lord Chaitanya, a really high-class guru. There's a verse, Nama Shreshtam Manamapi Sachiputram Atra Swarup. So he actually, Raghunath Das Goswami, he's praying in this verse to his guru Yadananda Acharya, but then he starts praying to all the different gurus and those who helped him. And without his original guru Yadananda Acharya, how he never would have achieved the spiritual achievements that he achieved. And so, sometimes one guru may hand you to another guru who is more qualified to help you at that phase of your life, and so on. And they all see each other as they're on the same team,
If you have multiple gurus, then what if their ideology differs and one guru says to go west and the other guru says to go east?
They should not ideologically differ. That's why you have to test whether one is a bona fide guru. And guru, sadhu, and shastra should always be identical. But if one is going off, then but you should always check with all three. What does the shastra say, to the best of your understanding? What is my guru saying? And what are the other sadhus? What are the other advanced devotees saying? And there should be some harmony, or there should be some a feeling of synergy between all three of them. And if you cannot find that, then maybe one of them is off. And maybe your connection to your sadhus, maybe they're not giving you the best. Those you consider sadhus, maybe they're not the best. Maybe you didn't evaluate who's a sadhu properly, or it could be that with the guru. Maybe you didn't evaluate who's guru properly. It's possible. So yes, more.
What the ideologies are saying, but the instructions are different. Let's say the guru sings nicely and cooks nicely.
Yes.
Let's say one of his guru says that you need to cook for Vaishnavas for a living, and the other guru says that you need to be a vegetarian. Whom should he?
Why can't he not do both?
as a full-time thing.
Yeah.
How would that be possible?
Well, so if
For example, Venugopal Prabhu is painting right now.
yeah, well, you should also understand having multiple. Let's say you have multiple great personalities in your life, they'll respect each other. So if you talk to one guru that your god brother or you're another great Vaishnava, he also wants me. He's instructed me to do this. How can I do this in conjunction? And you can maybe have some resolution there. But they should work as a team to help you. They're interested, because a guru is not thinking they're possessive over a disciple. This is my disciple, and he should stay away from that. This is my possession over here. And if that's the mood and mentality, then probably something is off there. So they'll want to work together, and they'll say, okay, and maybe they'll meet and they could discuss what is best for Divyanshu, but also you should always get blessings of meeting with advanced Vaishnavas from the senior Vaishnavas in your life. But we should also understand that even like Raghunath Das Goswami, we should also be ready to leave if we see someone who has something so amazing, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for instance. We have to be ready to leave, even our Diksha Guru, like Yadunanda Acharya, to go attain that. Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati. You know this verse? Kriyatam Yadi Kutopi Labhyate Tatralayam Api Mulyam Ekalang Janma Koti Sukrita Na Labhyate. You know what this verse means, Pai? You tell us. He gave it in his class last week.
I don't know exactly, but to get Krishna, to get the pure devotional service, there is no any other thing to do except having this intense greed to obtain, to get, to purchase it and to have intense greed.
I'm going to help you, but you did pretty good. So Krishna Bhakti Ras is one who, when you see Krishna Bhakti Ras, when someone is tasting and experiencing Krishna Bhakti on a high level, Bhavitamati, and it's absorbed their consciousness. Then, Kriyatam, you should immediately go and obtain that. Immediately go and purchase that. Prabhupada he's translated it. Kriyatam, yadi means if, kutopi, anywhere, labhyate, it's available. Anywhere you see that, some person who's tasting Krishna Bhakti in such an amazing way, you should immediately try to purchase that. So, then he says, Tatra, in this regard, lalyam, greed. Api is even, mulyam, ekalam, the only price. Mulyam's price, ekalam's only, the only price. Janmakoti, millions of births of sukriti, of just doing pious activities and bhakti, even like bhakti sukriti activities, like worshipping the deities and distributing books, and going out on Harinam and hosting programs and cooking and all these things, na labhyate. You cannot obtain it with these things. The only way you can obtain Krishna Bhakti Ras is finding one who has it and being ready to purchase it at all costs. And you'll give up anything if you see that personality has that thing that you're really, that Krishna Bhakti Ras that you're craving. So if that happens in your life, then you may start making all kinds of changes and dropping everything to purchase that, because it costs everything. It costs everything.
Prem Prajambu was saying in his retreat, he's like, come for free. We're giving everything for free. He's like, the whole retreat is free. He was like, but actually, we're taking everything.
Yes.
Like,
it costs your whole life, actually. You can come for free, but to actually obtain what's there, you have to give your whole life. And so that's what it is. So this is in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Rupa Goswami, and this teaches us how to obtain Krishna Bhakti Ras. But for the spirit of Bhagavatam, may we read one verse of Bhagavatam? Is it possible? That's it? You answered your question, okay? You guys have a good idea of what to do now? So you serve the Vaishnavas under guidance of Guru. And if you don't have Guru, then you go get Guru. You go before Guru and you try, don't be a thief. Don't think, I'll get Krishna Bhakti without his blessing. No, you will not get. He will not let you have it. It's his possession. So, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Thanks for staying with us.
Yeah, thanks for everything. It's great.
Awesome. So have a great day. So like that. So don't think that. Oh, that's yours. So don't think that you can get it on your own, or that's yours to have, or even I'm practicing bhakti. No, we're doing some karma yoga right now, and then hoping that we can actually get into pure bhakti. We're begging that Bhakti Devi will find it so favorable, she'll let us in. How? Through the pure Sadguru, and then that Sadguru will engage us on how to properly serve the Vaishnavas, and then by doing that, the Lord's mercy, He will arrange. He'll be so attracted, He'll attract a circumstance that you can come to Him, like Raghunath Das Goswami. So, Panihati Chidadahi Mahamahotsava Ki Jai. Alright, let's read one verse of Bhagavatam. I apologize for going too long, but it's a great thing to do today. It's a very auspicious day to get that mercy Raghunath Das Goswami got. Jai. Dve januni sutalang bish. Oh, sorry, you can't see.
Pop up when the power turns off. I have to.
Okay, Madhav, you may know this.
Oh God. He's gonna see the remote.
Jai.
And Madhav just made more.
What are you doing? So any other questions? It's all clear now? Okay, you know what to do in your life? Yes.
Ooh.
Especially you two. You
I
know
know we have.
extra special instructions now. So.
He's like, that one's not working.
Okay. I think I'll just read the
I just have to start up the TV, it'll turn it off, and then you can do it. So just
Okay. All right. So you're ready? The last verse we read is, persons who have realized it have studied that the planets known as Patala constitute the bottoms of the feet of the universal Lord, and the heels and the toes are the Rasatala planets. The ankles are the Mahatala planets, and his shanks constitute the Talatala planets. So if you remember, Shukadeva Goswami was telling the process of staring at the, or meditating on the universal form of the Lord. Do you have it now?
Yeah, just have to make sure it's connected to the internet.
Okay. So Shukadev Goswami was suggesting Maharaj Parikshit on how he can meditate on the universal form of the Lord.
You can retry it, maybe.
Okay. Okay, good. And so he told him to leave his family behind, to sanctify his seat, engage in meditation, control the breathing, control the mind, take your senses inward, and gradually meditate on the different forms of the Lord. And start by chanting what? No, not there yet. We're in the beginning of the Om. The chanting of Om. And then that's how you can realize the impersonal aspect of the Lord. And then you start to meditate on the Lord's gross material forms. So he's going to explain what that is. So he's now telling us to meditate on the universal shell. Because the Vedas it paints a picture of the universe and what the universe it looks like. And so the form is that there's a universal shell. And then there's the 14 planetary systems, but it's comparing all the planetary systems to, what is he doing?
He's just wondering why the remote's not working. He's waiting for it to change.
Oh.
It's ridiculous.
Pressing buttons and
He's 14 months old. He was like trying to
Go on TV.
So, anyhow. Yeah. So the 14 planetary systems are the different body parts of the Lord. And the last verse we read was describing how the lower planetary systems, where people suffer very hellishly, that these are actually different parts of the Lord's body, starting from the soles of his feet and moving upwards. Now in this verse, the next ones are going to be described. And then we'll read 2 verses and then finish. And then there's this very short purport, but just so we can get a little bit. Dve januni sutalang vishwamurte Uru dvayang vitalang chatalang cha Mahitalang taj jaganang mahipate Nabastalang nabi sarogrananti Dve, 2, januni, tunis, Sutalam, the planetary system named Sutala, Vishwamurte, of the universal form, Urudvayam, the 2 thighs, Vitalam, the planetary system named Vitala, Cha, also, Atalam, the planets named Atala, Cha, and Mahitalam, the planetary system named Mahitala. What are you laughing at?
You're going so fast that people can't
Tut.
like, catch up. Tut.
Of that,
Of that.
Jaganam,
Jaganam.
the hips, Mahipate, O king, Nabastalam, outer space, Nabhisara, the depression of the navel, Grananti, they take it so. The knees of the universal form are the planetary system of the name Sutala, and the 2 thighs are the Vitala and Atala planetary systems. The hips are Mahitala, and outer space is the depression of his navel. So now it's giving different ways that we can meditate on the universal form of the Lord. So you have to remember, because as we're trying to...
I'm assuming Patal would be his feet.
yes.
Then we render service to his lotus feet. Then does it mean like we render service to Patal?
Yes. I mean, yes, you could see like that. Why not? But that's why we make all kinds of propaganda to try to help the most hellish of the society members, because they're destined for Patala, and we'll serve the Lord's lotus feet if we help them actually the most. So that's why we're out there on Harinam Sankirtan and distributing books and saying, please come to at the temple, or at the Indian store, maybe some meat eaters are coming through and they're destined for Patala. And so we're like, no, please come here, And so anyway, this is how we can serve the Lord's feet. That's a nice reflection. So you're actually applying now. You're applying this. So let's read this last thing.
Maybe we are busy to be fatal. That we're sending everyone upstairs. You guys go
Yes.
upstairs.
Well, you can go. The devotee, when Prahlad Maharaj prays and Narad Muni, they have no problem going to hell if it's pleasing to the Lord. Actually, Narad Muni used to go to hell. He used to go like that. He would just go on his own free.
Access to everything.
Yeah, he has access. So when you become so elevated and have access to every place, then you can go to hell and try to preach there, like Narad Muni. But maybe don't go there otherwise, you know. So anyway. Orastalang jyotiranikammasya Griva maharvadanang vajanosya Tapovarating viduradi pungsaha Satyang tu shirshani sahasra shirshnaha Ura. Hi. Stalam. Place, the chest. Jyoti Anikam, the luminary planets. Asya, of him. Griva, the neck. Maha, the planetary system above the luminaries. Vadanam, the mouth. Vai, exactly. Janaha, the planetary system above Mahar. Asya, of him. Tapa, the planetary system above the Janas. Varatim, forehead. Vidu is known. Adi, the original. Pungsa, personality. Satyam, the topmost planetary system. Two, but. Shirshani, the head. Sahasra, 1,000. Shirshnaha, one with heads. Okay. The chest of the original personality of the gigantic form is the luminary planetary system. His neck is the Mahar planets. His mouth is the Janus planets, and his forehead is the topmost planetary system. The topmost planetary system, known as Satyaloka, is the head of he who has 1,000 heads.
So that means there's like 1,000 topmost planetary systems.
You can say like that, but not necessarily. But if you ever have seen like the description of the universal form given in Bhagavad Gita, he has many, many heads, many, many arms. Because we're talking about the universal form. And it's so like that. But you can say maybe there's many, many heads.
And the topmost planetary system is Goloka.
No. This is not the Vaikuntha system. This is the universal system. In this universe. Yes. So Lord Brahma sits atop the head here.
So since there's like innumerable universes, like each universe has a universal form.
Yes. And they're all coming from the Mahavishnu. So yes, but we're not there yet. He's starting with this universe, how to take your vision all the way out, and it'll get there, and eventually the conclusions of Goloka and Vaikuntha and so on, that will all come. But right now we're right here in this, and we're meditating and we're imagining, or we're maybe whatever our imaginating our understanding of the universe as different parts of the Lord, and then even we can be reminded of what we see, the outer space, the luminaries, and so on. But let's just see what Prabhupada says.
So where does this overlook for like the earth come from?
What?
Where does this overlook earth?
So this is
Waste.
The earth planet.
you're asking where it's coming from?
Yeah, no.
Where is this?
Is the universal form where does...
Oh, we're right in the middle. Where does it say? Maybe I guess the west. I don't know why he didn't. Maybe he'll say soon. But yeah, we're like right in the center. Probably right at the waist, where the belt buckle, where the upper body meets the lower body. That's my guess. But yeah, that's a good. Why did that not get mentioned? That's a good question. The effulgent luminary planets like the sun and the moon are situated almost in the mid-place of the universe, and as such they are known as the chest of the original gigantic form of the Lord. And above the luminary planets, called also the heavenly planets of the universal directorate demigods, are the Mahar, Janas, and Tapas planetary systems. And above, yes.
Is it talking about some other, like, eternal moon? 'Cause
Oh no, you have to get rid of all of your understanding of space. It's all got to go. If you're reading Bhagavatam, you got to throw out everything you learned in school about space. It's all wrong. So
solar system.
what? No, that's all. No, that's not how it is. So there is a the astrological solar system is given in the Bhagavatam, but it's not at all what we were taught. So you gotta just say, okay, I learned this in school, and I'm gonna put this over here, and this doesn't apply to what I learned in the Bhagavatam, and I'll have to reconcile this later.
But
And-
they have proofs for that.
No, it's all forged. Oh, yes, it's all forged. And it's most of it is CGI. Most of it. So,
Here, Damachi, you can look at this later.
yeah. But, yeah.
So yeah, this is actually.
If you want, I don't recommend.
For this, 'cause
I
that's what
don't.
we're gonna do.
I don't recommend if you're really so, because for some people this was, Prabhupada became really careful about this because the propaganda that they went to the moon and everything was so strong in this time. This was written before that, but Prabhupada, he ended up changing his writing from his actual views just to try to pacify the strong ignorance of the society that believes in a certain model of space.
But not just America right now. India also.
Everyone is, but they're all controlled by the same leaders. There's not, we think that countries, that they're battling each other and things. Everything is ruled by a certain group. And they have families, and they say, all right, now tell this one to do this, and tell this one to do this, and they're creating problems on both sides because they have some agenda that it will serve
Not
and
like
things.
the presidents and the prime minister.
Yeah. There's a unified leadership in this world. It's not like some random chaos. They set it up, Like just like if you have farm animals, and the farm animals, you have to get all the cows to come in from pasture. So you have one of the farmers, he's over here and he's creating chaos with his stick. And then there's another one over here and he's creating chaos with his stick. And then all the cows, all they see is to go in the gate. And they run and they think like, oh my God, this one and this one came, but I got in my gate. From their perspective, yeah, it was crazy. This guy was over here waving a stick, and from this guy over here was waving a stick. But there was one leader directing all of them, saying, no, send them in there. So the world is like that. Everyone's being directed a certain place. And the leaders they have their people their country leaders waving the sticks, guiding all the people to what they want them to do. And so that's like that. But anyway, when they put propaganda for education, how they want us to understand the world around us, space and all these things, if you don't mind having the perspective of a farmed cow animal, then no problem. We can have that. But the Bhagavatam perspective is beyond that. It's showing the leaders waving sticks, who's controlling what on a greater scale. It's going to take us way beyond that. But I can tell you where I can give you some material proofs, because I know it's disturbing to a lot of people, because we learned this, right? It was so heavily ingrained in us, right? Yes? So, you guys are scientific people. So, I'm not going to tell you to subscribe to anything they're saying, but these flat earth people, these flat earth society people, they're not very good for proving anything, because they don't have great technology or anything. They just put a bunch of speculations and theories. But they are good at one thing. They're good at proving how the NASA and some of the systems that present information, how they're falsifying things. Because that's what they can prove with their evidence. So if you really are interested in this and you don't really necessarily trust what I'm saying, you don't have to. You can go look what some of these flat earth people, you can see they do like legitimate experiments to prove the theory of NASA and how the shape of our earth and everything is totally bogus. But anyway, at this point, I don't need to do it anymore because I already spent that. I had to also spend that time. My wife was with me when I was in the ISKCON. This was many years, 6 years ago. and I was with my Guru Maharaj and my wife. And we were in the Mayapur, the Vedic planetarium is just a concept. They didn't build all the things yet. It was still very a junior project. And but they were describing the Vedic planetarium, the cosmology, and I was just sitting here like on the edge of my seat, like, oh my God. Meanwhile, my wife and Guru Maharaj were just sleeping through the whole thing because it didn't matter, actually. Like all these things didn't really matter, but for me, it mattered so much to me because it was like challenging all of my like illusions of how I thought the world looked in the space and all these things. So I'm like, oh my, and I have to understand this, and I'm like sitting here, all the technicals and everything, and I'm just trying to understand it. But my Guru Maharaj and my wife were just like this is so boring, like.
So we were up in Mongol Arti every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was boring.
But I was like on the edge of now I might sleep in there. I'd never go in there again. I'm like, I don't need to see all this, this is, But at that point I did. So if you're really so interested or you're having a hard time trusting or you're like, no, I was told NASA is a very good company and they have my best interests and they're going to tell me the truth, then you can go look at all these flat earth people's presentations about how bogus the NASA presentations, and they will show you hundreds and hundreds of evidences of how they forge things and they are using CGI and all these things in falsifying information. So you can look there if you really want. I've done this before. So that's, for me, I've seen enough, and now I don't need to look at it anymore, and I don't want to look at it anymore. But I now what it did do is it gave me faith in the Bhagavatam. Because before, my problem with the Bhagavatam is that they were telling me the world was a certain way. The philosophy is incredible. I love it and I apply it and it's amazing. But they're telling me it's this way. But I was definitely told in school the world definitely looks like this. And we have all the evidence that it looks like this. And we have all the science and everything that's there. You would be shocked. Have you ever watched The Matrix? You would be shocked how thick of a covering of illusion is being directly cast upon us. And all the propagandas and all the academic systems that are meant just for putting us in illusion and deceiving us from understanding this world and the reality that we're living in. You can't even imagine the depths that they'll go. And these smartphones and technologies, these are the next layer that are coming to like more deeply ensnare us in illusion. Because exactly why and what's driving these people, I don't exactly know. Probably some form of control, but it's there. And so, anyway, yes.
Wouldn't the drive just envy? Like they want to be God. That's really it. Like they want to be like God.
Yeah, but everyone that's unique,
In which way?
Yeah, in which way, or how all of the living entities in this world, including you and us and all of us. What's driving us is, yes, wanting to be God, and control and enjoy and manipulate everything that we can so that we can control and enjoy. That's what's driving literally everybody, But, yes, why, people go to such great lengths, what they think they're going to control and enjoy, I have no idea what's driving these people. But I can tell you, we are being duped in so many ways you can't even fathom.
Hollywood just changed.
Yes, it's yes.
Hollywood just changed.
Yeah.
It's the same world, but now your perception of the world should change because
It's called the curtain of illusion.
the veil of illusion is being lifted. But if you really want to know, I'll tell you where you can look. These flat Earth people, they have no good evidence for what actually model exists because they have low funded. It's a bunch of amateur scientists and things like that, and they have no ability to actually study on a great level. But they are very adept at finding faults in the prime scientific agencies that are presenting propaganda to us.
Well, it's not so hard.
Yeah, actually, once you see it, you can't unsee it. I mean, like, once you see the wires in the original moon landing, you just literally see it everywhere. Like how the bodies are moving. They're like, it's clearly they're being pulled by wires, actually. But, if you never told that, maybe you would think, oh, look how they move in space. But once you see, like, oh, no, that was in that was in a studio in Arizona, and you'll see it and you'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe I fell for that, because that's what it is, but it's hard to, if you were built your life on a paradigm and, someone comes and shake, it could be hard, like, oh my God. So, yes, you'll have to get back to this though, you'll have to put your everything you thought you knew about space and the world and everything, you just got to put it to the side. And no, it's not going to apply here. And that a completely different model is being painted. But what I can tell you is that there are people who are pretty expert at finding the different, that's, if the Flat Earth Society is good for anything, and I don't know how, I don't take, so much stock in what they say, but I have seen some good presentations on how definitely this presentation is a lie, this presentation is a lie, they're pretty good at finding faults and the inconsistencies in the official narratives. So for me, actually, it confirmed the Bhagavatam for me, so if that would be helpful to you, go on. But now once I've got that out of me, I needed to get that out of me, then now I can take this Bhagavatam more seriously, because I was also like you, like, this can't be right, I was like, this group of people, they put their stock in this whole wisdom scripture, like, and it's this wrong, like, that I can't accept, but, so you're gonna have to reconcile this thing. It's either only one can be right. One narrative is right or the other narrative is right. So, for me, I did the research because I couldn't let it go. And then after I sat through hours of those nonsense videos, but seeing the proofs that I was looking for, then I was able to feel ease at heart, and I'd be like, I can trust the Bhagavatam now. I can fully give it my faith. It might even be better that you could trust my research and then go ahead with the Bhagavatam if that's what you'd like. But if you don't trust my research, you need to see for yourself. I'll tell you what you can look at, and you can go. I don't know. I haven't traversed these things in many years, but you can if you want. You can find them. You'll probably find it better than I can, and you'll find better videos. So it might be a nice service, to provide resources proving the fraudulent nature of the, you could say, prime agencies of scientific propaganda. So anyhow. All right, let's just finish this, and we have to be finished. It's way too late today. And above the luminary planets, called also the heavenly planets of the universal directorate demigods of the Maharajanas and Tapas planetary systems, and above all the Satyaloka planetary system, where the chief directors of the modes of material nature reside, namely Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva. This Vishnu is known as Shir Dakshai Vishnu, and he acts as the super soul in every living being. There are innumerable universes floating on the causal ocean, and each of them, the representation of the Virat form of the Lord, is there along with innumerable suns, moons, heavenly demigods, Brahmas, Vishnus, and Shivas, all of them situated in one part of the inconceivable potency of Lord Krishna, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, 1042. So, he's painting a picture of how our universe is, there's a personal underlying form there of the Lord, and you can actually imagine the form of the Lord in what you see around you. And then he's going to go into detail more about how we can utilize what we see as Lord. He'll even be able to see the Brahmins are involved, the Kshatriyas are involved, and all of these represent a certain body part of the Lord. And you'll be able, if you see in your life, oh look, I'm associating with the Lord's head here. Oh, I'm serving the Lord's feet here. Like you were mentioning with those going to hell, or the Patala regions. So he said, oh look, a nice resident on the street here, destined for Patala. Let me serve the Lord's feet here by serving this personality. Let's give some kirtan or try to give a book or something like this. So this is a good place to start. So anyway, Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. And the Panihati Chiradahi Mahamahotsava Ki Jai. Okay, very short kirtan. Sorry guys, we went so long.
So for the Brahmins are the heads, the chakras are the arms, the vaishas are like the abdomen, and the